Today we're going to talk about the pledge. It's the plunge. Hi, this is Lew, and we're going to read Psalm 91 to kick things off from the BYNV. This is the second volume, I believe. Yeah. It's talking about, in Psalm 91, the day of Yahuah. The day of Yahuah. That reminds me. I've got this white stone that no one can read the name written on it except the one that receives it. Look. The white stone. Baruch haba b'shem Yahuah. Blessed is the one who comes in the name of Yahuah. Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Highest One, who abides under the shadow of the Almighty. He is saying of Yahuah, my refuge and my stronghold, my Elohim in whom I trust. For he delivers you from the snare of a trapper, from the destructive pestilence. He covers you with his feathers, and under his wings you take refuge. His truth is a shield and armor. You are not afraid of the dread by Lila, of the arrow that flies by Yom, of the pestilence that walks in darkness, of destruction that ravages at midday. 1,000 fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it does not come near you. Only with your eyes you look on and see the reward of the lawless ones. Because you have made Yahuah, my refuge, the Highest One, your dwelling place. No evil befalls you, and a plague does not come near your tent. For he commands his messengers concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. They bear you up with their hands, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You tread upon lion and cobra, young lion and serpent you trample underfoot. Because he cleaves to me in love, therefore I deliver him. I set him on high, because he has known my name. When he calls on me, I answer him. I am with him in distress. I deliver him and esteem him. With long life I satisfy him and show him my deliverance. How incredible is that? There's so many things that pop out of that. It's talking about the day of Yahuah, when 1,000 will fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you, because it's a day of distress. We're being delivered from that because we have made him our refuge. And when you read Psalm 1, it tells you that we're like a well-watered garden if we obey his commandments, his Torah. He talks about his Torah. This is a pledge, the acceptance pledge. And the first one says, you are Yahuah, our Elohim. No other is before your face. And there's no zodiacs in our life. There's no madness. It's very simple. But the world has turned aside to myths. And if you believe his word, then you know he's coming with fire. And in that Psalm 91, it talked about he appoints his messengers concerning you. Those are the seraphim, or the burning ones, that are coming, that are waiting to burn the earth. And the elements are going to be just turning everything into ashes. Everything you see. And the only ones that are going to make it are his bride. It's the pledge. The pledge is the plunge. Yahusha wants his bride to drink of his well of living waters. In other words, get with the program. They're not hard. So she may never thirst again. The marriage between Yahusha and his bride was renewed in his blood, and will be celebrated at the wedding supper of the Lamb. Scripture starts with a wedding, or a marriage, actually. A marriage. not a ceremony, but a marriage, a man and a woman. And that's a small picture of the way we're supposed to be, one man and one woman. And then he talks about himself being our husband, which he divorced. Now we're going to get to that a little bit here. It's in Yahuah chapter 3. And then at the end of the scriptures, we're talking about another marriage and the wedding supper of the Lamb and her bride and his bride, those that obey his commandments and call on his name. He divorced his idolatrous bride, Yahuah 3. That doesn't mean that Yahudim only were divorced, but all the tribes. Let's think about that woman at the well that he was talking to in Yahuah or John chapter 3, or John chapter 4, excuse me. He divorced that idolatrous bride in order for her to see how bad things are going to get. And he couldn't legally remarry her until either he or she died. Well, he can't break his covenant, that marriage covenant. He wouldn't go back on his word, but she did. His bride broke the marriage covenant and started worshiping other Elohim that were not him. And they were lured away by the nations around them. And, go up and down the streets in your city and look around and see if they're doing anything in your neighborhoods around the festivities that look anything like what Yahusha did or would ever allow. That stuff's never going to happen after he returns. Not one single Christian holiday or festival is going to be observed after he comes back. The same covenant, the same husband, and the same wife are now rejoining in marriage through our pledge of immersion in water, calling on the name of Yahusha as our deliverer. And it's our seal for the day of Yahuah, when 1,000 will fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand. The Ruach HaKodesh purchased us by shedding his own blood. Acts 20, verse 28. Blessed are those who are invited to the wedding supper of the Lamb. This is shown to us at Yahuah or John chapter 4, as Yahusha spoke with the woman at the well. When and if you reconsider returning to Yahusha's renewed covenant, he's waiting patiently. You have nothing to lose by obeying him, but everything to lose if you don't. He said at Yahuah or John chapter 15, I am the vine, and you are the Nazarene. Read Malachi 3 and 4 and Psalm 1 and Psalm 91. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you all next time. Bye.